Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois and welcome back to Forever Stranded. In the last episode, we finished up the meteorite over there, found all the inscriber presses that we need, and we came back here and started working a little bit with that, did some questing, but yeah, we now have, not only do we have an inscriber, we have all the inscriber presses, we need to make more inscribers, but we have the ME controller and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much what we need to start working on today is setting up a basic ME system. So I just want to bring, oops, wrong kind of wire. I just want to bring that closer to the center. Honestly, that should be good enough. And we have plenty of glass cables to do anything we want with. So let's go ahead and start setting up applied Energistics today. So the plan is we're going to do this. We're going to have, I need to get a lot of stuff kind of taken care of, kind of get the base organized how I want it to be. But that'll come. So first of all, we have this computer right here. I'm going to move the market. In fact, we don't really need it right now, and we're just gonna do something like this, and that's where we need to send wires for a monitor. And for the time being, we're just going to use these blue wires. I'll probably end up moving a lot of this stuff, but it's going to be easier just to kind of get this taken care of like so. But we're going to just set up a pretty basic applied Energistics system for right now. Like I said, later we will make things better. Let's drop this down like so. And we'll put ME drives right here. So the main thing that we need to do at this point is just kind of get things starting, and then we will start working towards getting some automation. Inscribers are going to be the important thing for automation, and that's one of the first things I want to automate. In fact, we're going to put it right here for right now, and I think actually we can just run wires like so. You can't get power through the machines. And we're gonna want 5 of these guys. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we can do it a little bit more compact, but not too compact. Do something like that. Alright, so we need to make some stuff and things, and the first thing that we're going to need to do is we need to make some sort of crafting monitor. So what we need is an ME crafting terminal, so that we can actually see and mess with all of our stuff. That requires a calculation press, which we don't have, but calculation presses are not too bad to do. We do need the pure Surges quartz. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Calculation press. And I'm going to grab a silicon press. And I have some silicon upstairs, so that won't be a problem. Where is it? I think it's out here. Yeah, we got quite a bit of it. So we're also going to need these item conduits. And we'll get to that stuff later. So I need other things, but we'll get to that soon enough. Let's go ahead and break this real quick. And we're going to put a... Actually, I guess we break this one up here, because I didn't realize that was a dense cable, but whatever. Alright, so there is that. We're going to want to inscriber press with silicon. We're going to need some redstone. And I think that's about it for right now. We don't need the factory block. That can go. This stuff can go in there. We're going to need these guys, not those. We only need one of the illuminated panels at this moment. And we'll get to the other stuff later. Let's go ahead and put this stuff in there. I'm basically making more energetic alloy so that I can get more stuff. Between episodes, I did extend the base a little bit. I just haven't done too much. It's honestly kind of time consuming, and unless I have something else I'm working on, it's not really all that fun to do. So let's go ahead, and after this we'll get the redstone. I think that has to go in the center. Nope, that works. Okay, never mind. So this will get us a crafting terminal, but we need an ME terminal first, so we need a logic processor as well. And that is just a piece of gold. And again, once we get this kind of up and running with more inscribers, it's going to be a lot nicer. So actually, making more inscribers should not be too much of an issue. But getting this automated is going to be nice. So we just need some sticky pistons. So we're going to need some pistons. I've went ahead and made all the rest of the compacting drawers and kind of filled out this drawer system. So I don't have any more pistons down here ready, but 3, 4. Let's see, we need 8 iron because we need 4 more, and each one requires 2 pistons. So yeah, we're gonna need 8 more pistons, which we will get, and just start basically making all of the stuff a little bit more automated. Thank you, game, for loading back up. So basically the idea is we're going to set up, if you've never worked with Applied Energistics, and this is the first series you're watching of mine that has it, basically Applied Energistics is a storage system. It works on a channel basis, which essentially means that you can only have so many devices connected to a single system at once. With the controller, each controller gives 32 channels per side. So if you want more channels than 32 per side on a single controller, then you need to do some stuff, basically making more controllers. There's a couple other ways you can do things, but the easiest one is just making more controllers. And anything that sends data will require a channel. So it's a lot of... I'm not going into super detail. There are plenty of tutorials out there, and I've talked about it more in other series as well. But basically, anything that transmits data, like these guys, takes a channel. So there's 2 channels on here. But this guy requires power. These wires can also feed power through the... it is only Applied Energistics power. And this guy does not transmit anything back and forth, so it only takes power, so it doesn't use any channels, which is nice. But 32 channels per side. These guys hold 32 channels. These guys hold 8. So if you want to use all 32 channels, you need the dense cables. And yeah, that's a pretty easy overview. One of the big things that we need at this point is auto crafting, which is not that difficult to get. But that is what we're going to be working on today, mostly. And then we might do some questing as well. We'll see. Depends on what we get done and all that kind of fun stuff. So there is the pistons. We need to make these guys sticky pistons, which I was sifting in here. Slime balls. And my inventory is so full. Let's go ahead and put those guys in there. And then some slime balls. And there's the sticky pistons. So sticky pistons go like that. And then we take a bunch of iron. And then the Fluix crystals. I only need 4. And what we're doing is we're just making inscribers. Which, by the way, what kind of quest do we have in this section? Auto crafting, actually. So this is what we're working towards, the molecular assembler. We'll get there though. So let's go ahead and place these guys down. And what I want to do is have something like this. So I don't need that guy. And then we're going to want 2 of them here. And we're going to want some item conduits between them. We'll get some filters and all that kind of stuff later. But this will at least let us get some stuff. So this side will have logic, calculation. This one will be the silicon, and then we'll put the engineering press in this guy. So basically, let's get a piece of Certus quartz. Let's get a piece of gold, and let's actually get some filters. So let's do this properly, like right away. So what we need is a filter for all of these guys, and basically I don't know. Okay, if I put this on extract always active, and I have a chest down here, so let's just do this, and we're gonna put this guy on insert. That works just fine. Alright, so we don't need filters on the extract, and what we can do is do an in out on this guy, insert on green, extract on brown, always active, and then do an insert on brown, extract on green, always active. So for example, if we put a piece of silicon in there, I don't know where it's going to go, but it will find its way somewhere in here. So that's what we need to filter. Actually, let's do this a little bit smarter. Let's do insert on brown, extract on red. These guys are insert on red, extract on green, always active. I can't do that. Never mind. Can't do that. Gotta be green. And that's gotta be green. So we need 5 filters. That's not too bad. So let's go upstairs and... Is my stuff out of power? No. Okay. Do we have any filters? Now, we learned last time that there is a really cool hotkey, and I have to remember if it is Y, I think? Or T. No, it's Y, I believe. So I don't think we have any filters, and these are pretty easy to make. They're just hoppers, so we just need a little bit of wood and paper, which paper is easy enough to get. We just come over here and harvest our sugarcane, and that'll give us plenty of paper. Now, one thing to note, this farm, a lot of these farms are going to be moved, and all that kind of stuff. Awesome. Okay, so I was doing a little bit of an experiment. I will get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and finish what I'm doing, and we'll get back to that. So, let's go ahead and, real quick, let's go ahead and make the ME terminal, and then we're going to want C4 plus 1, and we're going to want a bunch of hoppers. There we go. So last thing is paper. 1, 2, let's see, 5. We need 20. And should be able to make the item filters. Cool. So this is all we need to kind of finish this up. So the first guy right here is a logic press. We're going to put him on in, out, always active, And on the insert, he gets a filter, and it is logic, so he only get, no, it's logic, so he only gets gold. Correct? Yes. Alright, this guy is calculation press. Same thing, in out, always active. On the insert, gets pure certus. And then for the engineering, in out, always active. Correct? Basic item filter, we need a diamond. And this is all whitelisted, so that should be good for that. This guy is the silicon press, so he takes silicon, and out, always active. On the insert, we put the item filter, and we put silicon. And then this guy is the only one that's weird. So in, out, always active. Insert is going to be, there's going to be 5 things. So this guy, we need, let's make sure that the rest of this works. So if we put pure certus and gold, these 2 machines should start working. And they do. Perfect. And so this guy will go in here. This guy can go in here. And then the only other thing we need is redstone. So if we throw this, and that in there, why are you not? Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about that. So this, we need to do something else. I think that's right. It's sighted. So they only push-pull from one side. So we can't do this right now. So I'll tell you guys what. We will worry about that later. So as you can see, they're all going into the same slot. That is because these guys are actually sighted. Top is for the top is for whatever's in here. The sides are insert extract, and the bottom is like for the bottom, obviously. So if we put this in here, I just want to make sure that this would work. That should get extracted into here, right? Yes. So one for an in-out on the side or back, any of the sides actually. I don't think you can take it from the front is the only catch, but otherwise you can take it from wherever. So that is good to know. Let's just disable that, and we're gonna throw this stuff in here for right now. So I'll tell you guys what, because that's gonna be kind of time consuming more than anything. We're gonna put it on a wall probably, maybe over there. Maybe in the center. I kind of want to make this area walled off a little bit and make the basement a little bit nicer, make rooms. So that might be something we do, and then we'll have an AE room in one of these areas. I just need to kind of clear out the rest of the sand and all that. So let's get this guy to a crafting terminal. So it's just a crafting bench, this guy, and the calculation processor. And there's that. Perfect. So now we have a much bigger crafting table, and we can put this guy, I actually want to put him one more higher, because I like it at eye level. It's nice. Ooh, and it turns it blue. That's kind of cool. And there we go. We have a crafting terminal, and if we put anything in here, we will see it down here in this guy. So currently we can only store 63 types of things. Once we automate the inscriber presses and the Certus quartz, we can then start working on getting as many ME drives as we need. So if we look at drives, I guess storage, we could make one more because we do have a 1K storage, but they require just Certus quartz, redstone, and logic processors. And then as you go higher, it requires calculation processors or engineering processors. And then you can turn these into the storage cells, pretty easily. Just a little bit of quartz glass. And that is what you store the items on. So we'll just make a bunch of those once we have automation. That's the key point. So we have a lot of Certus quartz, don't we? Yeah, we do. We have a lot of Certus quartz dust. We have a lot of things. So resource-wise, we're actually pretty good. The only thing I'd be worried about is diamonds. But luckily, engineering processors aren't used for all that much. So let's go ahead and make the molecular assembler. So this is the thing that does auto crafting. We need 2 logic processors. I know this because I know what's in those guys. So let's see. There's 1 and I believe it's the first one. Nope, wrong thing. So we'll just do that. And you can't stack anything in here, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of annoying. So there's the 2 logic processors. We're going to need some quartz glass, which is just glass. Easy enough. And some quartz dust. And then for these guys, we need flux dust and different crystals. So we need to grind up 2 of those. And let's see, do we have any sand? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just go ahead and cook this stuff up. Like I said before, I will get power kind of readjusted and all that kind of fun stuff soon enough. It's a little bit of an annoyance, but we'll get there and get everything kind of a little bit easier to use, I guess is the main concern. But quartz glass, there we go. Formation core. And then the other one, the annihilation core, requires nether quartz. So do we have... We had 1. That's fine. We can actually make soul sand pretty easily, especially since we have the soul sand farm and infinite water. It's not that bad. So just need a crafting table. We'll get that, and there we go. So that should be a quest. Now we can get printed circuits, formation cores. I want the loot chest. So let's go ahead and claim that. And that's all that's there. Moving items, import, export buses. That's all that one wants. And then wireless, which we'll get to later. So the molecular assembler right now is completely and utterly useless to us. So we're going to put it in, we'll put it in the system. Now, in order to send items back and forth, and in order to automate these guys, we're going to need something called, we're going to need a couple things actually. We're going to need a crafting storage. I don't believe we need a co-processing unit, but we need one of these crafting units, and that's not cheap. We need 2 calculation presses. Alright, so I just need 1. Another logic. And we're going to need some more silicon. So there's... Wait, why isn't the redstone going in? There we go. So there's that. And I think we need 1 more. So this is going to give us a crafting unit, which also needs some flux cable. Not that hard to get. I just need 1 more piece of redstone. And what this is going to allow us to do is auto craft. And there's 1 more thing we'll need to do all this, but we'll get that relatively soon. Because I don't have any of them yet. No. Alright, so we're going to make it just a 1K at this point, because unfortunately not having anything else, we can We can upgrade it later. That is not an issue whatsoever. I already had quartz glass. I already had normal glass too. So we need the crafting unit, so we just need some iron. And we'll make this guy. And then if we wanted a crafting coprocessor, we need one of those plus a engineering circuit. But I don't think we need that. So let's just put this guy here, and we're going to just hang him right there. And then we need one more thing. We need to have a, let's go ahead and set up the molecular assembler. And where did I put it? It's right there. Again, these guys use both channels and they use both channels and other things, but just to kind of demonstrate, we're not going to use the molecular assembler all that much here soon, but it'll be a nice demonstration. So we need an interface, and this allows us to basically move things in and out. Just some iron and glass, and formation cores, we have everything. So interface, easy enough. So this guy coupled with the molecular assembler will allow us to basically auto craft things. And in order to do that, we need a couple more things. First of all, we need a pattern. We need blank patterns, and we need a pattern terminal, which is a crafting terminal with okay, so we're gonna need a bunch more stuff. Let's go ahead and start getting this all. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But this isn't too bad. We're going to need to do this stuff anyway, so it's not like it's an issue. So printed circuit board, and we get this stuff going. So there's the calculation processor. We're going to need the engineering processor as well. And like I said, all this stuff we're going to need anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of a hassle at this point because of the lack of auto crafting. Now let's go ahead and open these loot chests. Endstone and some beehives. Okay, I'm going to just dump this stuff in here for now. And there's all that. So just do one more. And I'm just going to get more silicon printed up. It's really nice to have it. So we are going to need two of these guys. I need to sift some soul sand. So let's go grab some soul sand real quick. So this thing, I kind of glossed over it. So I've been thinking about how do we want to go about making a nice little area without sandstorm concerns. So sandstorms shouldn't affect slabs, and it doesn't look like they will. They shouldn't. And so you can make these dirt slabs with mods. It's just 2 dirt gives you 4 slabs, and then you can turn them back into dirt. But if you silk touch them, you get piles of dirt, which you can then turn back into dirt slabs. However, there's also these grass slabs, and I wonder if we can silk touch this. We cannot. So we can potentially get these grass slabs by just slabbing the entire area with dirt and turning that all back into turning it back into the grass. So basically slab the area with dirt, put some grass sporadically around, and then presumably it would spread, the grass would spread from the slabs to the slabs. But I don't know if I want to do that yet or not. So that was just a little bit of an experiment to see what we could do with what's going to be on top, because I don't want it to be sand. There's enough sand around that I don't really want that, but I hate the sandstorms. Now there is a way to prevent them, so I'll have to look into that and see if that's a better option, or if the slabs work or what we can do basically. So that's all that is. Let's go ahead and we need to sift some stuff up. And we are out of food right now, but that's fine. We'll get some more here soon. So let's go ahead and sift some soul sand. We just need one right now. We also need to grind this guy up and get Certus quartz. So, alright, that is at least going back in here. So, we should be able to make the formation core and the annihilation core and get basically all this stuff. So flux crystals or flux dust, 2 of these guys, nether quartz and Certus quartz. We can use the cores later for other things as well, so it's actually kind of nice. We need a crafting table, this guy, calculation, and then engineering, and there's the pattern terminal. So what this allows us to do, and we need blank patterns. So just Certus quartz, glowstone, quartz glass, and iron. Not that difficult. I have the quartz glass on me. Okay. So just need some of this stuff. And we can make a blank pattern. So one of the first things you actually want to autocraft is blank patterns. So just as a demonstration, let's go ahead and do that. And then I will kind of we'll go from there. So we're just gonna put this guy right here for right now, and there is another thing that we can use later that is an interface terminal. So the pattern terminal has 2 options: crafting and processing. The processing we're gonna use for the all of the circuit boards, the processors, because what we can tell it is, you know, something like you put gold in here, redstone, and silicon, and you get the circuit board. And then that sends it to an interface, to a chest. It distributes it through here, it auto processes, and then comes back out, and the system takes it. We'll get that set up. Like I said, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this stuff. Put it on a wall somewhere just to make it nice. But blank patterns. Let's go ahead and teach the system how to make blank patterns. And it's just a normal crafting recipe. So we can do something like this. And we're going to want to prevent OR substitutions. So OR dictionary substitutions basically means this says you can use charged, pure, or normal Certus quartz. We only want to use normal because pure Certus quartz is something our system's going to know how to make, and that's not something we want for just the blank patterns. But we can do this, and now we have a blank pattern that is encoded with another blank pattern, with blank patterns. So basically it is instructions for the applied energistics system on how to make blank patterns. Now if we throw this stuff in here, for right now that's fine. Eventually we will set up this guy with the ME system. And there's also a thing called an interface terminal, which is something I like to use. But that is going to require another interface, which, I mean, we could make. And basically all it does is let you see all the interfaces on the system. So you can get this inventory without, actually the pattern inventory, without having to actually go to it, which is going to be useful later. So we put that in there, and now this interface has the pattern for the blank pattern. And essentially this interface knows how to make the blank pattern. Now it has to be next to something that can actually do it. So the system is going to send the items here, and this guy is going to put it into whatever he's attached to, which in this case is the molecular assembler, which with this guy can store the... So in order to use the blank patterns, you have to have one of these, and this guy is basically just an auto crafting system. Auto crafting table, I guess, would be more likely. Would be a little bit more accurate anyways. So I hope that made sense. Basically, the system, because this guy knows, hey, I can craft things, and sees all the patterns, but can only do so much. So like, for example, if we come up here, and I can now see blank patterns, even though I don't have any in the system, I can say, hey, make me one. and it's going to say we're missing some glowstone and some quartz glass. So I can put the quartz glass in there. We can go grab some more glowstone. And it's going to tell you exactly what it's missing. And so we throw the glowstone in there and then say, okay, now make me one. And it says, sure, no problem. There is a crafting CPU. It's going to use the automatic one. Or you can tell it which one to use. And it tells you how many bytes of data it's going to take to craft this. And so if you want to make, so it's 59, so if we wanted to make 10, it would be 158. So it's a little bit more, but all in all, it's not that bad because it's a pretty simple craft. And the thing about it is, if it's too much bytes than what one of these guys can handle, what this guy can handle, then it's not going to work. So with that, you can take the crafting terminals, the crafting CPU storage stuff, all the way up to 64K, and I believe you can stack them up and make a really large crafting, but it really doesn't matter. The co-processing unit is something that is really useful. We don't need it right now, but basically it allows you to do more than one craft at a time on the same storage. So if this, for example, making the blank patterns, eventually we're going to want the system to know how to make the quartz glass as well. And so that's 2 crafts. It would have to craft the quartz glass if we didn't have any, and then craft the blank pattern. The co-processing unit allows you to do that at the same time. Otherwise, it makes one and then it makes the next thing. So it's slower. This speeds it up. And yeah, we can just go ahead and tell it to start. It does it really quick, and it's easy. So you can store those guys in there, which is really nice. And yeah, that is some basic auto crafting from Applied Energistics. Now, like I said, I need to set this guy up a little bit. I'm going to do that off camera because it's really not going to be, it's not that difficult. I think I'm going to need, I might be able to do channels if I have all these guys go out on the same channel and then have this go in on a different channel and then green filtered. Yeah, I should be able to do it with the 5 filters I have. I just need to set this guy up so that it's going to be a little bit better to automate. And that's pretty much it. So I might actually put it over there with the squid farm. Just move the squid farm and put it over there because I have power here. I can run cables. These glass cables are pretty cheap. Just requires some flux crystals and quartz fibers, which is just Certus quartz dust. So they are really cheap. We just need to make more flux crystals, and you can make those pretty easily as well. It's just nether quartz that it needs, and we have a good bit of it. We have 25. That's good enough for now. And then as we kind of continue and set up farms and whatnot, things will be better. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. I know we didn't get too much done, but this is a lot of really good things. And we can kind of continue from that and make my life a lot easier. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time, I'm going to work on the base a little bit, get this guy set up, maybe get the Applied Energistics into a room by itself a little bit more, maybe like right over here in this like center area, just have a room. I kind of want to do that, just separate the areas a little bit. It'll make this place look a little nicer, I think, and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a word of warning, before next episode, if I am able to get most of this area kind of cleared out, it's going to probably change a lot, especially with these farms. I don't even know if I'm going to keep them, to be honest. This guy will probably be moved at some point, but this farm I am going to keep. I might optimize it, I might not, I don't know. Honestly, it does well enough. But this is going to be our dirt farm rather than our water because we don't need the water. And yeah, I don't know if anything else is going to change. I'll probably take down some of this stuff. And that's pretty much it. So I am going to get to work trying to automate some stuff. And next episode, we will come back and, I don't know, we'll find something to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.